Hello everyone, welcome back to AB-Aquariums. In today's video I'd like to talk a little bit about angelfish, the freshwater angelfish that we know about in the hobby. They're one of the most popular fish since it became a hobby. So yeah, we'll dive into that fish and see what it's all about. So here we have the freshwater angelfish, or with its Latin name would be called Tetraphyllum with a P, originally from the Amazon basin. Nowadays most fish are tank raised, tank bred, and you're not really going to get many wild caught specimens unless you're going to get an autumn angel, which are the more longer, slender types of angels that are purely wild caught. You can breed them as well, but you know, wild caught specimens will be a bit more expensive. And in terms of size, you're going to get them to around 6 inches in body length, but it's more the height that you're going to be more worried about with these guys. They can quite easily get to a foot in length from top to bottom, with the top of their dorsal fin to the bottom of their trailers. They can get to around a foot in height. You know, it might take a very long time to get there, but you know, in maybe 5 to 10 years they could at least live 10 years and maybe get to around a foot in height. So you're not really going to want to put them in anything shorter than an 18-inch tank, preferably 2 foot. You know, you could do them in 18-inch tall tank, and maybe a 3 foot wide to start with, and preferably moving them onto a 4 foot wide tank long term. You know, in terms of their diet, they are omnivorous, so they're going to want to eat frozen foods and prepared pellets and flake, and they really aren't very fussy. I often feed Daphne or O'Brien shrimp to these guys, and they appreciate that, no problem at all. You know, I even feed them bloodworms. Well, they'll just take on the bloodworms. Even if I'm trying to target feed clown loaches, they'll just take it off of them. But yeah, no, they will bloat out a little bit if they have too many bloodworms. You'll see them; they'll just keep eating and gorge themselves, and they'll look really daft with a really big bloated belly. But yeah, you want to be feeding them some spirulina-based pellets as well. Get some veggies in their diet, keep everything regular. So yeah, bear that in mind. They are omnivorous. They don't just want to be eating protein all the time. Some veggies will go a long way for these guys. Keep everything flowing through them rather than getting them bound up and bloated. In terms of tank mates, as you can see here, I've got mine with all sorts. I've got them with clown loaches, a small group of Congo tetras. There's some rose lion torpedo barbs in there. There's all sorts. There's even a little Senegal bichir in there. So yeah, they are very peaceful towards most community fish, and they'll get on very well with most fish that aren't going to nip their fins. Basically, I mean, they can become a little bit aggressive once they become like they're going to pair off and start breeding, but that's really not going to be the case too often in a community aquarium where you've got fish that are going to be eating their eggs anyway. But if they do start to clear a space where they're going to lay their eggs in a vertical position, then they may become a bit aggressive towards other fish that come near that area. So yeah, bear that in mind. But no, most of the time in a peaceful community setup, they will be peaceful towards all the other tank mates. And apart from fish that are going to nip their fins, i.e. tiger barbs would be a bad idea, because they're just too quick, and they'll probably nip away at their trailers and their long dorsal, and the sort of fins are just going to get nipped away by fish like that. So avoid fast moving fin nippers for sure. But in terms of keeping them together, they would rather be in a group. They're not going to want to be. I mean, you could keep one on its own in a smaller tank. Minimum of 3 foot. But yeah, ideally they want to be in a group, and they are fairly social. I mean, they do shoulder around together, and it's quite a graceful habit. Seeing them shoulder around. But you could do one on its own, no problem at all. But yeah, at least 1, maybe 3. I mean, I've got a group of 4 in here, and I'm maybe going to add a couple more just to bring out that little shoaling behaviour that they like to do. So yeah, I'd say at least 3 in a tank would be a nice number. Yeah, like I say, that's really those guys. That's all them in summed up in one, really. I mean, they are really peaceful, a great beginner fish for anyone wanting to get into cichlids but not too sure on how they're going to take on some more aggressive fish. But no, these guys, they're a great option for people that want to get into cichlids but want something peaceful that's going to get on well in their community tank. I think angelfish are a brilliant option for that.
And yeah, I can't really praise them enough. Even though they're very common and you can get them anywhere, they are still a stunning fish to to look at. They're not ideal for small tanks, but anyone that's well into the fish is going to be getting the bigger tank anyway. And these guys are in a 180 gallon or 6 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot, which is 650 litres, just over that actually. So yeah, they've got plenty of space in there, but you could do them in smaller than that. But just to show that they do very well in large tanks as well, and they'll appreciate extra space. Like I say, if they're going to get a foot long term, I believe you're really going to want that extra space height wise. This tank's 2 foot high, so they'll always appreciate extra space. So yeah, that's the freshwater angelfish summed up in one video for you. But yeah, I'll leave you with some shots of these guys begging for food as usual, because that's all they seem to do. But yeah, no, they're absolutely stunning fish, and I'd highly recommend them.
So there you have it, guys, the freshwater angelfish. Amazing fish to keep, and I'd highly recommend them even for a beginner. They're that sort of peaceful that I think even a beginner with the right size tank would have good success with basic fish keeping knowledge. So yeah, the freshwater angelfish, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.